in this video, we're gonna go over some tips and techniques for melodies using some pretty awesome free plugins I just stumbled upon. I've got a few projects and different DAWs featuring these plugins, so if you wanna follow along, all the download links will be in the description. My hope is after you watch this video, you'll have the tools and inspiration to walk away and create something new. All right, y'all, so I have a project here in Ableton. Here's the melody. So all of these sounds are from this beautiful plugin called Lo-Fi 2 Lite. So this is the free version, so it comes with less presets. However, the presets they include are very usable. All the sounds from this melody are from this instrument. So I started this melody with a very simple strategy in mind, and that was to focus on the first, second, third, and fifth scale degrees. So in C minor, that would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 5. And it's actually sometimes nice to start with the 5 at the bottom. Once you've focused on those scale degrees, try adding the 6th and any new notes you hear fit. So for this melody, I started with this piano instance, added a little bit of reverb and a little EQ. For the B melody, I just dropped it down 1 octave and then added these long notes, again focusing on the 5, 3, and 1. And I added this 4 here. After that, I froze the track and then sliced it at the points where the notes change with Command E in Ableton, and then reversed it with R. So that's these 2 layers. So again, that's just a Lo-Fi Jazzy Space piano layer with a reverse layer. The strategy I use to add the rest of the layers is a helpful one, and that is to vary the pacing of your secondary melodies. I added a faster layer with this Favorite Things patch, and that's these 8th notes that come in. And this structure kind of reduces down, which is kind of cool. The idea just gets shorter and shorter. So this layer is really nice. It's this Pad Magic Ocean. Let me hear it by itself. Outlining the 5th and the 3rd is a really nice technique for your melodies. It leaves space for your bass to occupy that first scale degree. So here's the whole track with the drums. Alright, so this next melody I did in FL Studio, and I used this plugin called Mel-Lofi. This is a Mellotron recreation with quite a few good sounding presets. And a good technique I have for y'all is if you take a chord progression and just start eliminating notes, you'll start kind of creating a voice leading pattern. So this is a B flat major 7th chord. If I remove the 7th and the 5th, it instantly creates a subtle melody. Take some time, find some good patterns, but this method can be super effective, especially when you start maybe adding some passing tones and tones in the scale or outside of the scale. So the patch I have for this Mel-Lofi is choir combined. So the first insert effect I have is halftime, which is not a free plugin, but it's very cheap. I think it's like $12 or something. So I have that running into Form and Filter, which is a Kilohearts plugin. This is free. They have a collection of 30 free essential effects plugins, which are pretty basic, but if you use them the right way, they're super effective. And then I also have some stock EQ plugins. So next I added a counter melody with this tenor and alto sax patch. Yeah, this plugin really captures that analog and nostalgic feeling for me. This third melody is also a free plugin by the same developer. It's called Emerg A-M-U-R-G Lite. Lo-fi and ambient. Okay. This is just a collection of like mellow ambient pad sounds. The last free plugin I use on this melody is in the intro, and that is the BBC Symphony Orchestra. I know I've mentioned this one in tons of videos in the past, but I still use it all the time, especially for the go-to kind of like orchestra pit kind of sounds. Like for the beginning, I really wanted some ominous chimes, and I know I could just go to the BBC Orchestra to get that. All right, so the next tip I have is to use groupings of 3/16 notes to create rhythmic contrast over your beat. Melody doesn't always have to be in an obvious instrument like guitar, keyboard, or voice. You can have melodies in your rhythmic section like your drums or your bass, ultimately where you want the listener's attention to go to. So for this bass line, I've used groupings of 3/16 notes, and then it jumps up to the 7th here, giving the syncopated feeling, moves up to the 6th, and then down to the 4. So this pattern outlines the 3/16 notes I was talking about. That means when you put it over the drum sound, which is more like outlining groups of 2s and 4s, it's going to sound nice and syncopated. Vital is a super powerful synth I've talked about before. They offer a free version. This is a really fun synth for sound design. So I've got the bass layer here with this postmodern pulse wavetable. This next layer is 7 semitones up, so that's a perfect 5th. That's a nice kind of bass stack. So next time you're kind of stuck on a rhythmic feeling for your melody, try doing groupings of 3/16 notes. All right, for this last track, I stumbled upon a free plugin that was quite amusing, and that is Bongo Cat Band. But actually, that's not the plugin that I think is the gem in this list. I'm going to show you that one in a second. Here is Bongo Cat Band with a bunch of processing, which includes this other free plugin that's really awesome. Now, the basic sounds are actually quite uninspiring. They're not amazing. Let's see. But you can't deny the kind of cuteness of this plugin. And so I thought using some of these other free effects processing ones, like the Kilohearts, we could make something maybe a little more nice sounding. So the last plugin I really wanted to highlight, it wasn't Bongo Cat Band, is actually Emergence. And this is a granular effect plugin that can instantly glitch out your melodies. So by using this Emergence plugin or any other kind of dramatic audio processing, you can kind of get away with jamming on your keyboard, because I've got some arpeggiators and some MIDI effects that are going to kind of quantize things in the long run. I've turned off all the processing in this chain. Now, I do have the decay and sustain down. So that's like a very loose, weird sounding melody. And one thing about this melody is that it has anchor points on C and G. As the notes move around, that C and G kind of just stay consistent, because there's so much audio processing and the melody is kind of crazy, as you're going to hear. Having a little anchor point is nice. So as soon as I take that arrhythmic MIDI pattern and put it into an arpeggiator like this, and then I added this ricochet effect, which is going to add a few more extra notes. And then the fun really starts when we add Emergence. This does real-time granular chopping, and it's really fun to get some crazy effects. So I added an instance of Vital for some bass, and then added some drums. And of course, there are actually some bongo sounds in here. Bongos with delay and reverb that sound kind of more like a melody, but they're in there. All right, Bongo Cat Band, let's go. Thanks for sticking to the end, y'all. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel because we're releasing videos weekly. Let me know in the comments what other types of videos you would like to see on the channel. I'll try my best to make that happen. As always, I hope you all stay inspired, stay creative. I'll see everyone next time. Later, y'all.